everybody. How are you guys doing? Oh my goodness, I am super duper excited. And yes, I am totally fangirling. We have the one and only author Renee Daniel Flagler hanging out with the people on today. She is live and in color with the cafe. Guys, she got a new one for us. We're going to be talking about it on today. Unlikely neighbors. And of course, you already know what to do. Like, tag, and share. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Come on down to the cafe, grab a warm beverage, pull up a seat. Renee Daniel Flagger is at the cafe on today. Renee, welcome back to the cafe, my friend.
Thank you, Angela. I'm always excited to chat with you. Yes, ma'am.
I love it. Now,
Thank
Renee,
you
I
for
don't
the
know about
invitation.
you, but I was on countdown. Like when we started posting that you was coming to the cafe, I was on countdown. Oh my goodness, I'm super duper excited. But Renee, for those who may not know you or those who may be new to you as
Mhm.
well, introduce yourself to the people, my friend.
Absolutely. So I am Renee Daniel Flagler, author of contemporary romance and contemporary women's fiction. I've been writing for well over 20 years,
I
20
love it.
years in the game. And my latest book is Unlikely Neighbors, a story of one woman's journey of discovery taking a completely unexpected turn, which led
Yes.
to the man next door.
I love it. I love it. Guys, if you are joining us, let me just tell you, you are in for a treat. I am super duper excited about this one. Now, Renee, oh my goodness. It's like I'm trying to figure out where I want to start because there's so much goodness in this book. It's one of those books that's definitely a tell a friend to tell a friend. It's also one of those books. It's great for book clubs, guys. Let me tell you, it is lots of things to talk about. Okay. And let's just see if we can get Renee to spill a little tea for us on today. But Renee, before we get into it, you know I am a cover girl. You know I love me a cover. Listen, when you did the cover reveal for Unlikely Neighbors, oh my goodness, it is definitely one of those covers that captures your attention. Tell us a little bit about what that was like for you when you saw your final cover of Unlikely Neighbors.
Well, I was just I think I have a certain style of covers that I'm drawn to. And so when I saw this, I was like, "Oh my God, like this is the brightest cover I've ever had." Right?
Uh-huh.
And I was just like, "Oh my God, how are people going to feel about it? Are they going to like it?" I was just like, "Oh, is it going to hit?" And so I was asking all these questions. My editor was like, "It's fine. This is what people are looking for." I'm like, the publishers, they do all this research. I was like, "Okay, you all have this. Great." Because it was just so different than any
Yeah.
cover I ever had.
And it is different, but let me tell you, I love the color contrast, and then her on the upper step or ledge, and him like kind of sitting down on the stoop. Oh my goodness, brilliant, guys. We are talking about Unlikely Neighbors. Check out this cover. We will be sharing with you in just a little bit how you can get your hands on a copy. It is available in ebook, it's available in print as well, and it's available where books are sold. So definitely, if you have not done so already, run, not walk, and get yourself a copy of Unlikely Neighbors. Now, the next question that I want to ask you, Renee, to kind of spill a little bit of tea is the title. Unlikely Neighbors. And you know we want to know here at the cafe, was that your original working title, my friend, or did
No,
it
it
come
wasn't.
around later? Tell us about this title.
No, it wasn't. I had all of these, there's so many ways that titles come to me. This was not my first title. This is a title that my editor suggested. And I
Okay.
was like, okay. And she was like, there's a neighbor thing going on. We got Unlikely Neighbors. We got The Neighbor Favor. We got some other books. And she was like, it's a good thing. I was like, all right, I trust y'all. Let's go with it. And
Let's
so
go with it.
what I love is people have been really loving. I got a lot of compliments on the cover and I got a lot of compliments on the title. My daughter, I was like, let me see if my daughter's gonna like this because she's 20-year-old big romance reader. I was like, do you like the cover? She was like, I really like it. I was like, then we're
Hey,
good.
a win is a win. I love that. I love that. And Renee, tell us a little bit about you share with us a little bit, to let the people know there is neighbors. Let me just spill a little bit of tea for the people.
Okay.
There are some swoon worthy moments. Renee, you know I love a swoon. There's some swoon worthy moments in here. But share with us what inspired The Unlikely Neighbors. What inspired this book for you?
So it's a combination of things. I would
Okay.
say one thing is, for those who followed Nikki Knight, Nikki's Knight book structure was like very formula romance. And when Harlequin shut down the Desire line and changed the writing guidelines and asked us if we want, put us on different imprints, they were saying like, this is what the new imprint is going to be about. We want more emotional depth. We want things that, we want characters that the readers can sink their teeth into, and a little more drama. And we didn't have this much like outside drama, right, going on in
Mhm.
like the Desire books or either
Right.
Kamani books. And so I was like, that's Renee all day. And that's one of the reasons why we changed the title. So that was one thing to inspire the storyline. Another thing to inspire the storyline is Holland's journey with cancer, where she had that cancer scare, but the book wasn't about that, but it was
Right.
the thing that sparked her journey to say, you know what, it's time for me to embrace life and really live.
Yes.
That was inspired by my friend who had a situation with BRCA, and she found, BRCA1. And
Okay.
in the past 3 years, she's had like 7 surgeries as a result
Wow.
of it. And so it was a way for me to pay homage to her. And
Mm.
I've done that before. In several of my books, I've paid homage to like friends or situations or wanted to raise awareness. So I wanted to pay homage to her, and I wanted to raise awareness about this BRCA1 situation because I hadn't really heard about it before. But I
Mhm.
know tons of people who have had breast cancers, who are breast cancer survivors, or who have had family members that was breast cancer. And I was intrigued by her story. And I was like, maybe I could just help get the word out. Like, if you are part of a family where multiple women in your family have had breast cancer, then maybe, you are definitely a candidate to be tested for this BRCA1, hereditary gene. So that's another thing that inspired it.
Mhm.
And then lastly, I kind of have fun with like I paid homage to some of my family members, like Aunt Goldie. I had an Aunt Goldie, she passed. That's my, she wasn't a singer, but that's my Aunt Goldie. And I just wanted to tell a story that had some emotional meat and potatoes.
Wow. Well, let me just tell you, emotional meat and potatoes, it does. Okay. Let me just tell you, this book has, it's definitely a book of all the feels. And one of the things that I want to ask you about, Renee, is because, it has a little bit of that Southern small town, but
Yeah.
then it's like Southern small town meets big city. And of course, if y'all know anything about Renee Daniel Flagler, she's going to bring you New York. Okay. All the way live
I'm
and in
bringing
color.
it. I'm bringing my
I
hometown.
love that infusion of that. And of course, I love how, as you always do, when you write about New York, you make us feel like we're right there. But tell us what that was like for you to bring a little bit of that Southern small town meets big city New York. What was that like for you as a writer?
It was actually kind of fun because although I'm New York born and bred, I'm New York in and out. And people tell me, I go places and people are like, you are so New York. I'm like, what does that even mean? Like, you didn't hear me order a bacon, egg, and cheese. Like, well, I don't understand what you're saying. But anyway, I've been told that all my life. You have a very heavy New York accent. You are so New York. You got that New York edge. You got that New York attitude. I'm like, okay, whatever that means. But I was raised between Queens and Brooklyn. I spent most of my time as a childhood in Queens and summers in Brooklyn, weekends in Brooklyn, or whatever. So raised between the two. But my family hails from South Carolina and Georgia. So
Okay.
my roots are very Southern. So I was always going down south with my mom. My grandmother lived in South Carolina. We would spend whole summers there. Even when my kids were growing up, they would go down south and spend summers and with my aunt. They would
Yeah.
in the country. My daughter, she makes sweet potato pie better than me.
See.
Well, I wanted to do something to kind of bring those two parts of my life together. I have a good understanding of that Southern small town lifestyle because I spent a lot of time there growing up. I still have cousins there. I still have lots and lots of family there. Like when she was like, "Who I'm gonna marry here?" and somebody was like, "Cousin Willie," like it's for real because there's one town in South Carolina where I would drive around and my aunt would be like, you know, that's your cousin, right? You know, that's your cousin, right? That's your cousin, your
Look, Renee,
cousin.
they be like, I'm gonna need you to know who your peeps are,
They
okay?
need to know
I'm gonna
who's
need
up.
you to know who your peeps are.
Girl, I went to the store. We went to the store one time, and these men were sitting outside in front of the store, and we kind of joking on, look at these guys out there. And then we pull, look at these guys. And then my cousin was like, you know, that's your cousin Will, right? I was like, you can't be. So everywhere I went, it was like, that's your cousin, that's your
Yeah,
cousin.
yeah.
What's up? So I just wanted to bring those two worlds together.
I love it. I love it. Guys, if you're just joining us, we are hanging out. And not only are we hanging out, we are celebrating with Renee Daniel Flagner because, of course, guys, I feel like we still can say it is hot off the press. Unlikely Neighbors. And let me just tell you, author Renee Daniel Flagler, she is on tour. She's doing virtual stops. She's doing in-personal stops. So guys, check out her website, check her schedule and see where she's going to be next. And hey, if she's in your area, tell a friend to tell a friend, go tell them to come on. We're going to see author Renee Daniel Flagler talking about her new book, Unlikely Neighbors. Now, we have to talk about these characters a little bit that you totally fall in love with. And so before we talk about the characters, you have two of the main characters, which is Holland Davenport. Guys, you're gonna fall in love with her. You would absolutely love her. And then you have Noble Washington. Okay, Renee, I just want to tell you this before we get into his character a little bit. There were moments where Noble was pulling at my heartstrings. He was pulling at my heartstrings. I was like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm just telling you, I love Noble as well. But tell us a little bit about, let's talk about Holland a little bit first, and then we'll get you to tell us a little bit about Noble.
You got it. So the biggest thing about Holland is that she wanted to have a sense of belonging. She wanted to know who she was. And she never really questioned it. So the fact that she never really questioned it, she asked very little questions to her mother about it. But when she got to that, when she had that cancer scare, it was like, forget all the safe stuff. Forget all the, I need to discover who I am. I need to know. I have questions in life. And I think people are like that when they have a situation that's either traumatic or life-changing, they really start thinking about all the things they haven't done, all the things they've wanted to do, the things in life that they've pushed aside, all the ways that they've played it safe. And it's like, time's up for all of that. I need to embrace life and live. And so with her, there was just so much to unravel. And it was, I really got a great sense of joy about helping her unravel, and not just unravel like her life and peel back the layers and find out who she is, but to be able to do it in the way that was just most unexpected. So, she thought she was just going to like start this journey and move to a bigger town and just start really living and all of that. She had no idea that she was in for this huge journey. Not just, living, but discovering who she really was. And it was so fulfilling for her because now she was able to understand why she didn't have this sense of belonging her whole life. Why she kind of felt like an outsider a little bit. And I feel like we can all kind of relate to that. I've had times where I've been in a room full of people and felt like I was by myself.
Yeah.
So that part of her journey, I just really enjoyed, helping her get to know who she was and for it to happen like in the most interesting way. Like you would never expect.
Yeah, and guys, let me just tell you this is, it's like a little spoiler, but it's right at the beginning. And she tells it, Holland is adopted. So even when she has this cancer scare, it's almost like, okay, well, what's my medical family history? And these was things that she couldn't really, answer. So there was a part of her too, of that whole establishing and finding out who she is, where she come from. And Renee, I loved how when she takes her journey and she gets to this other place, because I'm trying to give them some tea, but not too much tea.
Not too much. Don't make it too hot. Don't make it too hot.
When she gets to the place where her journey, and she gets to this place and she's like unfolding and things are unraveling, whether it's coming from pictures or it's coming from things that she's fine. It's just like, wow, some of the even her emotional journey of how, because she's like, wow, how can I be so emotional of these people that I didn't really know them, but in getting to know them, it's like, wow, I love how you did that. Tell us about that journey for you as a writer, when you was fleshing that out.
Sure. So when it came to her like unraveling, I feel like we all have certain things in common, right? So no matter what our journey looks like, what our history looks like, there's things that we can all relate to, right? I don't care what part of the world you come from. We all understand pain. We all understand longing. We all understand hurt. We all have a feel for a sense of a yearning for a sense of belonging. These are things that are really just common denominator type of human experiences, right? And so I wanted to kind of like take the reader through that in her story to be able to kind of relate with these type of things that
Mm.
she was dealing with and that she was going through. And then I wanted to also do it in a way that like gripped you and make
Yeah.
sure you take the time. And so with her journey, really pulling you through this journey, it's not just, okay, I'm having this journey of the self-discovery, but I'm actually finding out about myself, things I've never known before. And
Yeah.
so that's kind of at the root of what we like. She was kind of forced to dig deep, right? So sometimes we do the
Yeah.
work assessment, and sometimes we dig deep. Sometimes when things get a little ugly, we stop digging. We be like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna leave that buried. Right? I'm gonna leave that alone. And we
Yeah.
won't necessarily go back to it. But the challenge with her is she couldn't leave it alone.
No.
And everything that she did just peeled back more and more and more and more labor, more layers. Um, but I feel like that all the stuff that she went through, everything just really came together so that by the time she was done, she really had a strong sense of not only belonging, but who she was,
Yeah.
the daring things that she had to do, embracing the journey that, she had to embrace, and finding this man. And even that, like she never really embraced the relationship part of it. She was just
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, okay, all right, I'm dealing with this dude." And she just allowed things to happen in that first relationship. She really didn't take control. So
Yeah.
this woman is taking control and going and digging deep and doing all the stuff and all the work, um,
Yeah.
and not and with no holds barred. Like we should
Yeah.
all do that, right?
Yes, yes. Oh my goodness, guys, if you're just joining us, hanging out with Renee Daniel Flagler on today, guys, hot off the press, her new release, Unlikely Neighbors. Now, Renee, oh my goodness, my friend, we got to talk about Nova Washington, who is capital F, capital I, capital N, capital E. Oh my goodness. Tell us a little bit about Nova Washington's character. And after you tell us a little bit about his character, we got to talk about that meet cute.
Okay,
We have to talk about the meet cute.
girl,
But what
I'm
can you
thinking
tell us
about his
about Nova?
elbows,
Because
that
Nova is dealing
basketball.
with Nova has his own other things that he is dealing with as well. And like I said, guys, there are moments where Nova is pulling at my heartstrings, all this good stuff too. And he has this major company that things begin to happen. And he's like, wait, what?
Yep. Exactly. So imagine you take your time and money and energy and your life, you build up this company. It's amazing. It gets you known. Now you go from being this little nobody with coming from this like kind of a traumatic family experience. Your parents have,
Yeah,
fallen apart. You practically coming from poverty. You come up with this idea, not that you intended to be an entrepreneur, but you come up with this idea, that thing blasts off. Next thing you know, you on the front of Entrepreneur magazine, like 30 under 30. I'm the man. And it created this life for him, and it became his identity, right? He was like, who am I without my company?
without
And then
this. Yeah,
without this, right? And then all of a sudden, now because you are a public company and no longer a private company, there's things that can happen. The
yeah.
decisions are made by the board of directors, and now the board of directors. This is very early in the book, so this would be a little bit of a spoiler. But it happened to the CEO of Peloton. He built
Mhm.
this company, and the CEOs, the board of directors was like, "Yeah, this is great. You built all of this, and this is fabulous, and you blew up. Now we actually want you to step down and leave, and we're going to bring in a more experienced CEO to come take this company to the next level." What?
Right.
What?
Like, what?
What?
Look,
Wait,
I
what?
built this company, blood, sweat, tears. I mean, what? From the ground
For a
up. What's
decade, a
that?
decade of blood, sweat. You're gonna snatch this from up under me. So, okay, first of all, you're gonna take my company. Second of all, you're not just taking my company because I've given so much to this company that I
Everything.
have nothing else. All I got is my money. All I got is
Right.
this company. I ain't got no friends. I got no family. Like the employees are my company. So he was like hooked in. So it rocked his world. Without his company, without his identity, that was the reason he was in magazines and publications, and all of that is because
Yeah.
of his company. It was his baby. That's like having your baby just snatched out of your arms.
Yes.
That
Yes.
rocked his world, and he had to go through like, wait a minute. So, and then he realized that he really didn't have a life, and he's like, well, damn, I really don't have friends. When's the last time I dated?
I'm
Well,
like,
I really don't.
maybe I do need to kind of get out a little bit. I
Maybe I
mean,
do need a life.
oh my goodness. Okay, now let's talk about this meet cute. What you know I'm a meet cute girl. You know I love a good meet cute. What was that like for you as the author writing their meet cute? What did you enjoy about their meet cute? The two of these two meeting for the first time.
Oh my gosh. I always love the sizzle of a meet cute, right?
Yeah.
I love the tension of a meet cute. I love the second and third glances. Look to see if he looking at you. You look to see if you
Yes.
looking at him, and then y'all realize y'all still looking at each other. Like that
Yes.
whole emotional
So Renee, we
tension.
so here for we here for all of it.
I'm here
All of it.
for it. I'm all here for it. So I had so it really wasn't a meet cute, but it was hilarious and it was a little embarrassing. So there was this dude, right? This is back in the days, way back in the days, way before my marriage. And he was cute. He was really cute. And he was just cute, but he had like swag, like major swag. And
Okay.
I went to college with him, so I would see him in school. But one day I was walking down Linden Boulevard, and for those Queens and Brooklyn folks, y'all know where Linden Boulevard is. I won't say what part, but hey, Carolyn, I'm walking down Linden Boulevard with my niece, and somebody say, "Hey, Renee, what's up?" And I turned around, and it was him. And I was cool. Listen, y'all, y'all know, for those who know me, I keep it cool. All right, I know how to keep it cool. Girl, I was not expecting to see him, and he was looking like extra fine that day. So my silly behind turns around, and I can't even speak. I'm like, hey, hi. Just as stupid as I could be. My niece is looking at me like, what the hell just happened? And I was like, I just turned around and I just kept walking. I didn't expect to see him. And not only when I saw him, but he was just looking like so like, oh my God. And I was like, don't turn around, don't turn around, don't turn around. I turned around and he was looking at me. I was just like, oh my God. But I don't know what happened. I lost my words and everything. I just felt so stupid. But the excitement, the excitement of that moment, and I think I was like maybe 19 or 20, but the excitement of that moment of seeing him and just literally being caught off guard
Yes.
by how fine this dude was. I was like, hey, hi. So I love, even though I felt like a fool, I love the energy of that type of stuff. When somebody, like that moment where that chemistry sizzles, or you look at somebody, or or they look at, that to capture that. So that's, to me, that's fun, and I love to fill a meet cute with that type of stuff. So
I
that's what.
love that. Well, you did it. You did it, my friend. I absolutely love that meet cute. And Renee, you probably can relate to this too. I also love the aftermath of the meet cute when they're kind of like thinking about each other, like, wow, like, because he's like, man, this girl I bumped into the other day. And she's like, man, this guy that I, bumped into. But anyway, I love it. I love the aftermath as well. Renee, they are giving you love in the comment section. They love evidently they
Let
love
me
a meet cute as
see.
well. And they loved you sharing your story as
Don't tell
well.
nobody.
He was for sure extra fine if he took your words. Yes, Natasha.
Girl,
She said,
he was
oh
just
my
like, it was
goodness,
like
I love it.
blow
I love
around
it.
him
I
that
love it.
day. I was like, damn, I can't even get my words out. My niece is looking at me like, really?
Oh my goodness, guys, we're hanging out with author Renee Daniel Flagler. Let me just tell you her new release, Unlikely Neighbors. It is a tell a friend to tell a friend type of read, guys. You want to get your hands on a copy of this. Hold tight. We'll be sharing with you how you can get your hand on a copy. It's available in ebook. It's also available in print. And of course, if you have a question or two for Renee, y'all know we like to be engaging here. Put it in the comment section as well. Let's see. Kimberly was saying all the alphabets A through Z. Laugh out loud
I'm
as
looking at
well.
Kimberly. I was whispering because my husband is in the house. Okay. I'll call
Look,
me out,
we'll keep it here.
Kimberly.
We'll keep it here at the cafe. I love it. I love it. And of course, guys, if you are not if you know anything about the cafe, Renee is getting ready to share with us just a short snippet from Unlikely Neighbors. So, Renee, I'm going to let you set the scene, set
Okay.
the tone. You can share what you want to share. And then whenever you're ready to start reading, we are ready on our end, my friend.
You got it. All right. So I'm actually going to read from one of those first moments that
Ooh,
they connected. So in this scene, um, Holland goes back to she's in Brooklyn and she starts finding all of this stuff about her family. And she's got to get back to the hotel because she got to get back to South Carolina. She got to go handle her business. But
right.
like she's in Brooklyn. This is the first time that she's been at the house. She's discovering all of these things, and it's time for her to go because she got things to do. So this is where she was kind of walking through and feeling out the place, touching the walls and everything because it was such a big deal to her because
Mhm.
she'd never met these family members, and the fact that they were moving and breathing in and around this house was just so overwhelming to her.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
all the other rooms were neatly kept except this one. A chunky four-poster bed sat boldly in the center of the small room. A paisley comforter, matching the thick drapes, was crumpled near the foot of the bed. Pillows had been tossed across the mattress and floor. Dried coffee stains colored the lace doily covering the top of the nightstand. Next to it, a scattering of prescription pills were spilled onto the beige carpet below. I stepped inside slowly. There was an obvious sense of urgency in Aunt Goldie's final moments. The closet door had been left open. I craved the stories these walls could tell me if they talked. I ran my hand across the thick wooden headboard before pulling back the heavy drapes. Sunlight accosted the space, filling the room with a brightness it hadn't seen in months. I sat on the bed, closed my eyes, imagining the woman on the funeral program moving about in this room only months ago. When I opened my eyes, I noticed another picture of my mother on the nightstand. I was sitting on her lap again, this time wearing a birthday hat and a huge smile, and we sat on the yellow plastic covered couch in the living room downstairs. I studied the image closely, recognizing the uncanny resemblance of the child to the mother. The same large brown eyes, high cheekbones, and honey complexion. Squinting, I brought the picture closer and noticed imprints from writing on the back. My heart leapt into my throat. I removed the picture from the frame and flipped it over. Holland's fourth birthday. I pressed the picture to my heart and choked on a cry that racked my body. Covering my mouth didn't stop the sobs. I held the image in my hands until my blubbering subsided to a whimper. I was both extremely happy and incredibly sad. I never expected to be so emotional. I sat on my aunt's bed until only a sliver of sunlight was left. My stomach growled, reminding me that I needed to get back to my hotel and find something to eat. I finally stood up with the picture still in my hand, passed the open closet on my way out the room, and tried to push it closed. Something blocked the way. Placing the picture aside, I knelt to see what kept the door from closing. I found a large, flat leather bag with paper spilling out of the opening. I carried it to the bed and tried to stuff everything back inside. The words death certificate caught my attention. The name on it read Yona Reeves, my mother. I mouthed with my hand on my heart. I dumped the bag and rifled through the contents to find even more documents, letters, bills, and a journal. This was more than a glimpse into my past than I had imagined. Oh my goodness, I repeated over and over as I skimmed through the pile. There was so much information, so many gaps that could be filled. I gathered the papers, put them back in a bag along with the picture from the nightstand, and ran downstairs. I grabbed my cell phone from my purse and ordered an Uber. I needed to get back to the hotel and look through everything. I watched the app as my driver drew closer. When he was outside, I locked the door behind me and raced towards the car, crashing into a man I hadn't seen coming. Oh! The bag fell from my hands, hit the ground, and spilled the contents all over the sidewalk. No! I screamed. Kneeling so fast, I bumped my knee on the concrete. I ignored the pain. These weren't just papers, they were pieces of my life. I'm sorry. Are you okay? The man said. The rich timbre of his voice caressed my ears, pulling my attention away from the papers. I looked up into apologetic brown eyes, hooded by lashes that would make any woman jealous, skin like smooth dark chocolate, and lips so full they begged to be touched. I blinked, realizing I'd stared much longer than was reasonable and necessary. Let me help you, he said, running after the papers, lifting in the slight breeze. I've got it. I snapped in frustration. I couldn't let this man's gorgeous face cause me to lose focus. These documents were too precious to be allowed in the hands of a stranger. It dawned on me that this little mishap was my fault. I'd been so caught up in what I found I hadn't paid attention. I blew out a hard breath. I'm sorry. It's fine. I wasn't paying attention either. He shared the blame and continued to help picking up the papers. I dared to look at him again. I, my words fumbled. I looked away. His strong jaw made me pause. Embarrassed, I fumbled again. Thanks, I'll get the rest, I said, averting my eyes. Stay focused, Holland. There was no time to be gawking at a complete stranger that I'd likely never see again, no matter how fine he was. My Uber was waiting. Here, the man stood, straightening the documents before handing them to me. My skin tingled where his hand brushed against mine. I wondered if he felt it too. Thanks. I focused hard on stuffing the papers in the bag. The driver blared the horn. Holding Aunt Goldie's bag closed, I rolled my eyes. Coming! Have a nice day, the guy said, walking off. That full voice, full and sexy, had the sultry resonance of an R&B crooner. Was he a singer? This was New York. I'd heard celebrities walked around here like it was nothing. If this was Florence, you'd have a mob following him. I groaned. When I dared to look back, he was facing me, but moving away as he walked backward. He waved, turned, and kept going. Long legs carried him in a rhythmic, confident smile. Damn. The word slipped from my lips in a whisper as I closed the door. He was fine. That's it. That's all I'm going to give you right now. You look frozen. Can you hear me?
Renee?
Yep, I'm here.
Hey, I'm not sure what happened. It was like we went out. I hope the people, it looks like they're still there.
They're still
But
there. I'm cracking up
Renee, let me just
literally.
tell you, doing your reading, uh, the chat was on fire. They was, let me just tell you, it's a whole lot of comments. I can't wait for you to go back in the comments and hear what they were saying for you reading that snippet with us as well. Guys, thank you for hanging in there. Not sure what happened, but we're back.
Thank
And
you.
Renee just shared with us a snippet of unlikely neighbors. And let me just tell you, she also included that meet cute in there as well. I love it. I love it. I love it. And Renee, I want you to answer this question for me.
Yes.
And thank you so much for sharing that snippet. But what was it like for you to write Aunt Goldie? Because she, it's almost like you had to bring her character to life for us. What
Mhm.
was that like for you as the author and your creative side of bringing Aunt Goldie's characters to life?
I really enjoyed the process, and the reason I did is because I love history, right? And I especially love Black history. I feel like that time where people were coming up in the 40s and the 50s and the 60s, like they don't make them like they made my mama, you know? They
No.
don't make us like that no more.
Look,
And
they
I
new breed. That different breed.
the whole we are a different breed, right? Even Gen X or whatever. But I've loved their resilience. I love the fact that they didn't mince words. They didn't care about being politically correct. They said what they said, they meant what they said, and they said what they meant. Um, I love how daring, like against all odds, they were still daring. They were strong, they were
Yeah.
resilient. And so Goldie is like a compilation of those women in my life, right? My aunties, my grandma, my great aunts, and all of them. I have seen those women just bear so much, be so strong, cook so good, you know, just live these incredibly resilient lives. And so I wanted to include some of that in the story, you know. I feel like Aunt Goldie is like several of my aunts combined into one person,
Yeah.
you know.
I love
And
that. I love that.
so
And
that's
Renee, you know we can't leave her out. Miss Elsie.
that's
Everybody need a Miss Elsie in their life, okay?
that's my
Oh my,
girl,
when Miss
boy.
Elsie steps on the scene, guys, let me just say it, you will know it, okay? She is blinged out. She steps on the scene, okay? Tell us a little bit about Miss Elsie, and I know you had fun writing her
I had
character.
so much fun with Miss Elsie. Miss Elsie was a whole mess. I love Miss Elsie. I wish Miss Elsie lived next to me because I sure would be eating
Yes.
that fried fish that she be cooking.
Like, come on over here and get you something to eat.
Come on, then. I'm cooking
I
some
love she was like, let me know when you back, because you need to come get something to eat.
kids. And I felt like Miss Elsie was another representation of those women. And just like, you know, back in the days, how like I live on a block where I know folks, but I don't really know everybody. Back then, they knew everybody on the block. Everybody looked out for each other's kids. Don't get in
Yeah.
trouble by one of the neighbors because you're gonna get in trouble again with your mama when you get home, right? So Miss Elsie was that type of person. They looked out for each other. They had keys to each other's houses.
Yeah.
Aunt Goldie's watched her kids, and you know, she looked out for Aunt Goldie's house when Aunt Goldie was on tour and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
it's something that I love about those times and that sense of community. So that's what, you know, I just enjoyed like remembering my aunts, and some of those things that Miss Elsie said is the things that my aunts and stuff actually said. My mama's favorite word was she, you know. So it's
With the
been
D, guys, with the D, okay?
with a D at the end. All the eyes, she
Look, drawn out with the D.
drawn all the way
Oh
out.
my goodness. Oh my goodness.
So Miss Elsie and Aunt Goldie was really just paying homage to that generation. Those are incredible women. You know, they're much older now, they're dying out now, but their legacy lives on. I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody under the sound of my voice can remember an aunt, a grandmother, a
Yeah.
mother who was just like Miss Elsie or just like Aunt Goldie.
Yes, yes. And
Mhm.
guys, let me just tell you, Unlikely Neighbors, it is definitely a story of all the feels. You will fall in love with these characters. And speaking of falling in love with these characters, Renee, when you think about the characters that make up Unlikely Neighbors, uh, is there a character that was like interesting, borderline fun for you to write? But on the flip side, is there a character that at moments was a little bit more complex to flesh
Mhm.
out?
So the fun character was Miss Elsie. I love me some Miss Elsie, and I named her after my aunt Elsie. Um, and I think probably the most complex character was definitely Holland, because there was so many layers to her.
Mhm.
And not only was there layers to her, there was so many layers the way that the story was laid out to explore and expose around and about her.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I didn't want her, although she was going to be that, although she was going through this emotional journey, I didn't want her to show up like just this soppy chick that's crying all
Yeah.
the time. And it's like, oh, here she go crying again.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted
Yeah.
her to be, meaningful experiences that pulled other people in emotionally, right? And not just be tears for tears' sake. Dahlia said I had an Aunt Elsie. Girl, you from South Carolina?
I love it. I love it.
We might be cousins.
I love it. I love it. Guys, if you're just joining us, we are hanging out with author Renee Daniel Flagler, her new one, Unlikely Neighbors. And guess what? I know you guys are ready. She's going to share with us how you can get your hands on a copy of Unlikely Neighbors.
Absolutely. So I'll do that now.
Yeah, you can share with them how they can get
Okay.
their hands on a copy of it.
Here's how you can get your copy of Unlikely Neighbors. It's wherever books are sold. So if you are a Barnes and Nobles girl, you got your points, go to Barnes and Nobles. If you're an Amazon girl, you can go to Amazon. You can hit up the bookstores, but here's what I would like to suggest. I'm a girl that loves to support, and I love to support the community, and I love to support independent bookstores. So there is a website called bookshop.org. And if you go to bookshop.org, you can order Unlikely Neighbors through Bookshop from any independent bookstore. So if you have a favorite bookstore that you want to support, right? I'm not mad at Barnes and Nobles. I'm not mad at Amazon, but the bookstores, the independent bookstores need our support because we want to keep those doors open. Bookshop.org, and then you can put in the title of the book and you can look up your local bookstores, your independent bookstores, and support them by ordering the book from them. That's another option. Or if you're in Queens tomorrow or Long Island tomorrow, I'm having an event. So if you want to join me over at the event, it's at a place called Suite 36. I'll put some more information on my Facebook page so you can check that out. But bookshop.org, find your local bookstore, independent bookstore, so we can support this industry.
I love it. I love it. And of course, guys, let me just tell you, I know what the giveaway is for tonight. Renee Daniel Flagler has a giveaway for you guys. I'm going to let her to share with you what the giveaway is going to be. And then I'm going to get her to help me to select the giveaway winner on today. So Renee, share what the giveaway is tonight.
Got it. So Angela has one of these. I sent her one of them.
I do. I do.
I'm gonna take it out the package so you can really see it because I feel
Okay.
like you cannot see it well inside of the plastic. But I love this thing. I got one for myself, and I love a cute little bag. So it's
Yes.
a fun bag. I love me
Y'all
some
check
coffee
out
in
that
the good
bag.
tip. Check out this bag. It says
Yes.
girl who loves books and coffee. And it comes with this cute little pouch that goes inside. That's it.
I love it, y'all. Check out that giveaway. Isn't that cute? Okay, so all you have to do to be in the running for this giveaway was to comment throughout the broadcast on today. Renee is getting ready to help me out. I'm going to go up and down the comment section. And Renee, you, my friend, if you will tell me when to
Mhm.
stop, that person will be the winner of tonight's giveaway.
All right, all right, all right. Let's go. Let's go.
All right, and I'm
um,
ready when you are.
and stop.
Okay, hold on. Natasha Crawford, you are the winner, my friend, of the giveaway. If you will inbox me your information, I will be sure to get it to author Renee Daniel Flagler, and she will get that out to you guys on today. Renee, oh my goodness, the time goes by so fast, my friend. It was amazing hanging out with you on today. And of course, Renee, we want to ask you this question before we get all of your information on how to stay connected with you. What did Renee Daniel Flagler, what did you enjoy about bringing these characters to life and giving us live and in color unlikely neighbors, my friend?
Oh my God, so much. But I really do enjoy just displaying Black love. I really, really do. I feel like it doesn't get enough spotlight. With the crazy stories get spotlight, the craziness, the shenanigans get spotlight, but it's some good dudes out there, and I just want to be able to showcase them in the stories that I write.
I love that. I love that, my friend. Guys, let me just tell you, we have had an amazing time hanging out with Renee Daniel Flagler. It is available. Unlikely Neighbors ebook print is available. And again, like I said, tell a friend to tell a friend. And of course, guys, once you read it, definitely leave a review. I know that author Renee Daniel Flagler will be so appreciative of you guys leaving a review. If you see it out in the wild, if you get your copy, take a picture, tag Renee, share. Y'all know we love like tagging and sharing here at the
Right.
cafe as well. And of course, guys, definitely make sure that you're following Renee. She's getting ready to share with us
Please
how we
do.
can stay connected with her.
Absolutely. I am all over social media. So, of course, I have a website, but I'm very active on social media, starting with, I probably spend most of my time on Instagram. So, please follow me on Instagram at Renee Daniel Flagler. Next would be Facebook. Again, I'm on Facebook as Renee Daniel Flagler. I step into the TikTok world every now and then. I get my little giggles and my indulgence from TikTok. So, check me out on TikTok. Again, Renee Daniel Flagler. And my birthday is coming up on May 10th. So I want people to take pictures with themselves as my birthday present and post themselves with my book on my birthday.
I love that.
May 10th. May 10th. Post you with my book on May 10th and tag me in your post.
I love that. I love that. And Renee, as well, is there a newsletter that they can sign up for on your website, or on
Oh,
your website can they check
absolutely.
out like your backlist? Tell us a
Yep.
little bit about that.
You got it. So if you, I have a link tree. So it's on Facebook on my profile as well as in my bio on Instagram. You sign up to my newsletter. I don't spam, but I do send like everybody on my newsletter. Angela, you're on my newsletter. You know, you're the first to know about everything. Anything that happens, you're the first to
Yes.
know. I keep some updates or whatever. I'm going to start some really interesting, fun blogs. So I'd love for you to be there for those interesting, fun blogs. I do exclusive giveaways sometimes for my newsletter folks. When new things are coming down the pike, I let you know before everybody else. So please join my newsletter because I do want to keep in touch with everybody. It's definitely how I know if they decide to take social media out of this world, I can still connect with y'all through my newsletter. So please join up. I'd love to see you there.
I love it. I love it. There you have it, guys. Definitely stay connected with Renee Daniel Flagler. And of course, guys, go out, get you a copy of Unlikely Neighbors. And I'm going to say it again, guys, reviews matter. And definitely
Oh,
leave her a review as
mhm.
well. And you will enjoy Unlikely Neighbors. Like I said, it's a tell a friend to tell a friend. Renee, and thank you so much for hanging out with us on today. It has been amazing. Thank you for spilling a little bit of tea with us on today as well. But please, my friend, I want to allow you to have the last words of what you want to say to the people.
Wonderful. Angela, always, always have a great time with you. Thank you so much for your support of me, of my books over the years, and just your support of the community as a whole. Book lovers, I am here with you because I'm reading just as much as y'all reading because I absolutely
Yes.
love reading. But just be my friend. Stick around, hang out. There's so much more to come. My backlist is still available. I have 12 books as Nikki Knight. I have all these books as Renee Daniel Flagler. If anybody, if you remember the Second Wives Club, it's coming out on Audible this year. June 30th, it will be available on Audible. I am super excited about that. So leave one of your little Audible points, little Audible credits for Second Wives Club on June 30th.
I love it. I love it. So, guys, let me tell you, if you stuck around to the end, you got some more tea. I love that. I love that. Author Renee Daniel Flagler, guys, again, stay connected with her. Go get you a copy of Unlikely Neighbors as well. And Renee, thanks again, my friend, for hanging out with us on today. It was amazing hanging out with you guys on today. Guys, stay connected with me, Angela Anderson. Subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can get the tea here at the Literary Cafe. Of course, you can follow me on Instagram, on Facebook, all of that good stuff as well. Do a little TikTok from time to time. And of course, guys, as we always say, have an amazing day because we're having an amazing day. And until next time, we will see you guys later. Go get a copy of Unlikely Neighbors. See you next time. Bye bye.